So my cumulative for end of term 1 was like a 76 or 77. I don't remember exactly. So
What is up, guys? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Tin Chu, currently a fourth year medical student, and here we have my friend, currently roommate. You want to introduce yourself?
My name is Jazz. I'm also a fourth year medical student. We're currently at Renown doing our respective electives, and we're gonna be applying for the match this year. So wish us luck.
So today, Jazz has someone he want to share with you guys. I think it'd be a great topic to talk about this, and I'm definitely gonna be making more of these kind of videos in the future. But essentially, we're gonna talk about how term 1 at SGU was really tough. Tell us, man, what happened? So Jazz was saying that in term 1 he almost wanted to drop out. What happened?
It's a combination of things. So what happened was I went to my high school. I have a very close-knit group of family members, especially at home. If anyone wants to know, I live in Fresno, California, in the Central Valley of California, and I have a huge family there. So what happened was I did my high school there, I did my undergrad there, and even I remember when I moved to Texas for 1 year in Dallas, Texas, there was a party the day before we were leaving. It was literally just a straight cry fest because everyone was just like missing each other. And so that was another thing. So when I moved to Grenada, I remember like, what the hell? Like, I remember walking into the dorm. I was so excited too. Like, I didn't even think about like, oh, I'm going to a different country or anything. So then I first walk into my dorm, there's a big old cockroach. And I was straight like, what the heck? So I called someone over to kill the cockroach. And then I'm just like unpacking. I'm like, what the hell did I get myself into? And so that started. Then I got to meet a great group of friends. Shout out to Tom, Charlie, Quaid, Luke, Casey. You guys know who you guys are. And Karina. Can't forget about Karina. But yeah, so I was fortunate to meet them. But what happened was, once term 1 started, that was just I thought I was doing like pretty decent because the first 3 weeks, it was what module was it? It was just like a basic science module.
To medicine or something.
Yeah, foundations to medicine. There you go. And it was just like simple bio stuff, so it wasn't that bad. So I did pretty decent on that one. Then the second one came along, and that was when we did pharmacodynamics and pharmacokinetics.
I think so.
And then
probably MSK.
Yeah.
I think.
And then we had some of those drugs too. Like
Yeah.
those 3 lectures where we had those drugs. So that was actually when we're getting to medicine. So I'd never like really lived on my own, and getting used to like medical school was just so hard. And the second one, I actually failed. I got like a 67. So
The second exam.
yeah, second one. So that was not fun. So then I was freaking out. But I'm not the type of person to like get down. So that was, I've never like Mamba mentality, Lakers. But I just kept telling myself like, I'm not gonna like go home or anything like that. It was just one test. So I made adjustments. I asked for like, what are they called? Like just at the resources that SGU gives us.
Like DES something?
Yeah, DES or counseling or whatever, stuff like that. Like study habits, change your study habits. So I went to that, got a few things fixed. And then we had the MSK module, which was like...
Well, this is important because... So what did you fix that you found was helpful?
Yeah, so what I fixed was the way I studied. And the way I studied was... I focused more... I would just straight up like read the like the PowerPoints. I didn't try to like make notes or anything like that. It was just like very passively. Hi, Mochi. I was very passively reading
You come here?
PowerPoint.
Okay.
I I was very passively reading the PowerPoints, and I wasn't jotting down notes. And then
This was prior.
yeah, this was prior.
Okay.
So I did change a little bit of things. So like I actively made more notes. I studied with my friends a lot, so that helped out a lot. But it's not like I made this like remarkable improvement like after one test, because there were still like things I needed to try. So on the MSK one, I definitely did a little better. I think I got like 81 or something like that. So way better than the 67. And on the next one, I think there was CPR. That's when we started CPR 1. I think that one I got like 77 or 78. So I went a little bit down, but CPR was just annoying.
CPR was brutal.
Yeah.
I think it was one of the hardest modules in term 1.
And then we all know what happened with the CPR 2, that last test during term 1. You remember that?
What happened? Tell them.
Half the class failed. So welcome to SGU. But the last test of CPR, half the class failed. And what happened was, I think I only got like a 71. Like I barely passed. Like barely. Like it was just
your
nuts.
Cumulative or your test?
No, on that test.
The CPR
So
2?
my
Okay.
cumulative for end of term 1 was like a 76 or 77. I don't remember exactly. So I was like contemplating like, yo, should I like repeat the term? And even during term 1, even going throughout term 1, I missed home so much that like I would just straight up like cry. It was just like I just missed home, and med school was just like overwhelming at that time. Like I didn't know like what to do, how to study, or what to do, and it was just like a complete like new experience that I've never experienced in my life. But luckily I had my friends, so they kept me going through and like, don't do anything. I remember, I will never forget this one day. We're in one of the lectures and I'm having a panic attack. And I'm searching up different degrees other than MD because I was about to go home. So that was kind of crazy now looking back on it. So I think I'll like tell that to everyone, because it's just crazy like how things have changed and how I like progressively got better. But anyway, so back what I was saying, you need a 75 cumulative after term 2. So after I got like a 76 or 77, I was like, okay, maybe I need to repeat it. But
oh yeah, to clarify too, we didn't mention is that you can pass term 1 with 70%.
Yeah.
You can still move on to term 2. So you just need 70% to pass term 1. The thing is, after term 2, if you have a 70% in term 1, that means you need at least like an 80% in term 2 in order to move on past term 2 to average 75%. So a lot of classmates, and Jazz was considering it too, is if they didn't get like a high score during term 1, maybe 80, 85, 90%, a lot of people decide to repeat term 1 in order to have like a higher buffer of the score and get prepared for term 2. And that's what Jazz considered, right? And that's what a lot of students consider. A lot of advice the upperclassmen gave us too. I remember, upperclassmen were telling people that. It would freak a lot of people out. So just something to clarify and clear up with you guys so you guys understand. So you can move on past term 1 with 70%, but in order to pass term 2, you need a cumulative grade of 75% or higher.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I got a 76, but then I said, yo, like, I know I'm gonna improve. So I was like, I know I can at least get a 75 next term. So I'll be able to pass. Like, I'm just not gonna fail. So
how do you know?
I just kind of knew, because usually what happens to me in anything I do.
Was this something that you figured out that you finally found a way to study? Was it like, did your confidence just came up, and like how did that happen? What changes throughout the term?
So that summer we had a 3-month break, and throughout my whole life, even in high school and college, I've always started off relatively slow, but I always adapt. One of my life mottos is adapt or perish. So I always try to find new ways to like change anything that I'm doing. Whether it's just simple things, like it wasn't just like the way I was studying, maybe managing my time better. Like food was a big problem with me because Grenada, like I never learned how to cook. So term 2, I was freaking eating pizza pockets, like term 1 with an apple as lunch and dinner. So
not very nutritious.
yeah, not very nutritious. So term 2, I'm Punjabi by the way, so I asked my mom like, yo, can you tell me how to make like curry and lentils and stuff like that? So she taught me, my cousin helped me, so I learned a few things, and it was just like little things like that, and I just had 3 months to just process everything. Like you were still thinking about it in the back of your head, but also at the same time you had a break, so you could just unwind from everything. And I watched Naruto during that summer, like binge watched it, and I honestly like it's just like life changing. So never give up from Naruto.
Never give up.
And so I was just like so amped up, like throughout the whole like series of like I want to come back and I want to like crush it. And so I decided to change a few things. I decided to start doing osmosis, which is just like it's like videos, flashcards. You make your own flashcards. They have videos, a variety of different things. So I started to make my own flashcards, and that helped me out so much. It wasn't Anki because they didn't have like a term 2 Anki or something like that. Not that I could find. So I did flashcards, and it helped me so much, and that's why I was able to like at the end of term 2 like get like a mid I think like a mid 80s.
Wow, yeah, big change.
Yeah, so I was able to get that, and term 3 and 4 and 5 were a little lower than that, but I was comfortably.
You figured it out.
Yeah, I figured it out. I was comfortably like after term 2 was the easiest semester for me. So after term 2, I definitely did take a little like hit, but it wasn't like I was still getting the 80s.
Yeah, you were never in fears of failing out.
Yeah, exactly. I was never in the fear of like, oh, I'm gonna fail or anything like that.
Yeah.
Maybe just at BSCE 1, but like I think everyone tried to like.
One thing I want to clear up though is that, so you talk about being the 3-month summer break that you decide, amp up, you're ready to go to term 2, but you have to decide you want to repeat term 1 or not before that, right?
Yeah.
So what was the ultimate factor? You might have mentioned this already, but just again, what's the ultimate factor that made you decide to, you know what, I can continue on and do just fine and pass everything without fear of failing?
So I didn't want to stay on the island for an extra semester. That was my biggest thing. It's just like I really just didn't know I want to stay on the island.
That was your motivation?
Yeah, I just
like I didn't want to repeat another semester.
Yeah, so
and you're like, I gotta work hard so I don't have to repeat and fail.
Yeah,
that was your thing.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
And another thing was I'm Punjabi, so it's very like, especially back home where there was a lot of pressure on me to like succeed, or else people are gonna be talking crap behind my back. So I didn't want to let my parents down. So I was just like, YOLO, whatever happens, happens. So maybe it's not the best thing to do, but I was still like externally motivated too, and internal motivation at the same time. So it's a combination of both, and I was just like, YOLO, I already like knew I was gonna get better. So it was just like, it was just the island factor, and I just didn't want to repeat, and then everyone back home be like, oh, did you hear Jaskar? He repeated, like he's gonna stay another semester at Grenada, which is probably not the best thing to like keep in mind, but
I mean, that's fine. That's what motivates you. So you know what's one of the big factor that plays a part in like helping you succeed.
Yeah.
And driving your motivation.
Yeah, definitely. It's for me, it's always a combination of internal and external motivation.
Yeah.
Hello, T. So it's always been like that for me.
Yeah.
And so that like helped me out a lot during term 2.
Okay. So adapt
adapt or
I'm
perish.
gonna try to sum up your experience. So correct me if I'm wrong. So adapt. Jazz is very adaptable. Another thing that we want that you haven't picked up is that going to a whole another island, like probably like you're from California.
Yeah.
That's literally like across the continent. Being really far away from family. The culture is very different.
Yep.
This will be a harsh adjustment, and med school itself is already really tough. So being adaptable was definitely one of the way you overcame that. Changing the way you study. That's finding what works for you.
Yeah. Like flashcards, they work for me. I still do Anki.
So it's okay to come in feeling a little lost, because definitely med school is definitely different from college and undergrad and everything. You might not have found an efficient way to study yet, but definitely pick it up during the beginning. And it's okay to fail your first test. A lot of people do it. And third thing was finding you finding your motivation, right?
Yeah.
Figuring out what was important to you. Intrinsic versus extrinsic motivation is. To me, it sounds like you're more influenced by extrinsic motivation, right?
I kind of got the Mamba mentality in me a little bit, so
Animal
I would say it's like
mentality.
I'd say it's like 51-49 intrinsic to extrinsic. But
No. See, that's not true. Because what is the Mamba mentality? Is that you want to prove your haters wrong, right?
that is true.
Is that not extrinsic?
Yeah, that is.
Yeah,
extrinsic.
that is extrinsic.
Okay, cool.
That's like 100%.
Okay,
Mamba mentality.
okay, you're right, Tim. You're right, too. So I'll say it was more extrinsic.
There you go.
Got me switching.
Yeah, which is okay too. That's why it's up to you. You gotta find out
Yeah.
what works for you, what's gonna motivate you, and hammer that in the wall of your bedroom, and figure it out. So definitely.
Yeah, so that was definitely a big thing, and I can't like underestimate this enough. Like for me, I was straight up like, I relied on my like family so much. I did not know I never did laundry in my life until Grenada. So yeah, I know you guys can laugh, but yeah, it was just little things like that where it was just like really hard. And then I was raised up in like my second cousins, or like my first cousins are like my brothers and sisters, and my second cousins are like my first cousins. So it's like everyone's tight knit, and that was like a very hard thing. And it was just a combination of everything that just like piled up on my head that I wasn't able to handle during term one. But as I progressively got better, I was like, okay, now I'm on a steady slope, so now I can just kind of like coast through the way there, kind of thing. But even like I was still coasting, but it was still hard, so don't get me wrong, it's not like it gets a lot easier. It's still like you still have like the terms have their ups and downs, but you kind of like keep at a level state, like yeah, you just kind of keep going and
Maintenance, steady state.
yeah, maintenance, homeostasis. We're in med school. Come on, why can't we think
you
of
reach
these
steady
words?
state.
Yeah, your steady state.
The big thing was that he mentioned too is having a good group of friends, of people who can support you, who's going through the same thing as you. You said studying with other people kind of help you, right? So if that works for you, you can definitely do that. Figure it out during your first term. Experiment.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, man. Thanks for sharing your experience with us, with everybody, Jazz. I know not a lot of people want to talk about their failures and their struggles, but I think it's important as medical students, especially because I 100% guarantee you that every single medical student struggle at least once in their like med school career and during their life, during this study undergrads. And it's important we talk about this because a lot of time we just watch YouTube videos, we watch all these influencers posting on Instagram and stuff. They make it look so easy. They're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be a doctor and everything, but you don't see what's all the hard work underneath, all the like sleepless nights, all the hours that we spent, studying. And I think it's important that we talk about this stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah, of course, man. It was a great time talking to you with you guys. So hopefully you guys learned a little bit. I know I haven't done anything yet, but.
If you guys have any questions, put in the comments below. Jazz will try to answer it.
Yeah, for sure. We're almost done, so
yeah,
hopefully.
Yeah, we've been through 4 years, with SGU, so especially for SGU students, we want to make a lot more of these videos. At SGU, make sure you connect with us and ask us questions. Hopefully, I'll have the chance to talk to Jazz more in the futures. even if we're not gonna be in person, more of like we can like do like calls or something.
Yeah, for sure.
If you guys haven't yet, make sure you subscribe to my channel for more contents like this. Like the video, you guys find this useful, and just comment below what you guys, any tips you want to share with your fellow classmates, and make sure you subscribe. All right, until next time, it's your boy Ten.
And Jazz.